This is a DocTalk podcast short with Dr. Jenna Burton and me, James Pikeway.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to start off just with a really quick, your take on when is a good time to start? Like when do we, because there's like three different camps, I think. The first camp is don't do any of this. The second camp is bring it all on. And the third camp is in the middle. It's like, okay, hold on. We got to think about this. What kind of age? When should we start doing this? Where does this all lead? Where do you fall in on this? And how do you talk to clients?
Well, it depends on the individual for sure. Okay. So if you have somebody that's never drunk any alcohol, they don't tend to go out in the sun, they don't smoke, they have a really good healthy lifestyle, they've always looked after their skin, and by that I mean they take their makeup off at night, they apply good quality skin serums, they're not going to have pigmentation on their face, they're not going to have fine lines and wrinkles, they're good to go. I had a good friend of mine, actually, she came for a consultation the other day and she said, I want to feel fresher, so I think I'm thinking of Botox. And I was like, Aisha, go home, you don't need Botox, it's the wrong time. My take is Botox especially and fillers are usually there to replace or restore something that's been lost. Okay, so it's something that's happened over time, and that's usually sort of late 20s, early 30s type of time it's starting to start. When I first started doing cosmetics, so what was that, like 10 years ago now, we always said do things like Botox and fillers for prevention of aging. Now that has totally turned on its head.
Oh, really?
Now.
In 10 years, we've seen just this dramatic shift.
It's a new industry, isn't it? Non-surgical cosmetic procedures. It is pretty new industry. And we used to be injecting people that were 18, 19, 18 was the cutoff, but anyone over that was fair game. It wasn't considered unethical at the time because we're preventing wrinkles. Right. Problem is you do that, you give somebody too much Botox, especially. I think that's the one that I'm kind of like pivoting on here, is you can start to develop antibodies against the Botox. You can start to get atrophy, so like weakening, thinning of the muscles, and that can start to cause indentations in people's foreheads, around their eyes, etc. You then get wrinkle chases where you freeze somebody in one area and then they start to overexpress in other areas. So now it is more about, okay, let's use the Botox to kind of like just dial things back a little bit as opposed to prevent. For other areas, so like you've mentioned needles, lasers, etc. I think that just becomes the time when people just want to feel fresher, and that's the time that you would do it. So I wouldn't start attacking somebody's skin sort of at like 22, 23, when their skin everything's working, their collagen is still being produced, they've still got enough elasticity in their skin. There isn't really a need to necessarily do it at that stage. So I feel like it wouldn't necessarily be unethical, but it's just inappropriate to start doing it at that stage. So as we get older and we stop making as much collagen, we stop having as much elasticity in our skin, that's the time it's like, right, you have a need, let's deal with it.